Mid-season brings Thundersport to Oulton Park as we follow the battles from bikes with stripped fairings. This is Thundersport Naked.
Yes, hello and welcome to Oulton Park in Cheshire for another round of Thundersport Naked. We are preparing ourselves for some action-packed racing for the A&R Racing Street Fighters and of course the HMT Racing Thundersport 500s. We've had a bit of rain overnight, so a few damp patches here and there. First out onto the grid will be the A&R Racing Street Fighters as we prepare to see whether or not Scott Adam can extend his Street Fighter A championship lead. There is Scott on pole position ahead of Reese Rothwell. This a double points race, so Reese Rothwell, if he can get himself a win, he'll do himself a few favours in the championship. There's his brother Curtis, also on the front row, and then the Brute Triumph. He's back, the Meerkat, former Street Fighter A champion Andy Denyer makes a visit in between whatever it is that he's doing. He beeps the horn, which is still attached. Typical Andy, and it looks like we're ready to go for A&R Racing Street Fighters. Of course, 3 different classes. Street Fighter A's with the most power, C's with the less, Street Fighter B somewhere in the middle. And the C-class riders, you should be able to spot a mile off because the majority of them are supermoto machines. Looked like Reese Rothwell was going to get the whole shot, but in the end, oh my, bit of battling going on midway through the pack, and one rider's just forced to go onto the grass, but Scott Adam it is with a whole shot ahead of Reese Rothwell. That's Martin Stanier in 3rd place, then Denyer, and then that looked like Gordon Wright on the KTM Super Duke. That there in the lime green and white is Mick Riddle, number 44, rider from Newquay on the RAF Motorsports Association Kawasaki. He's in the B class. So Scott Adam leads the Street Fighter A. Adam Sheriff, number 911, that leads Street Fighter B. Keith Warren leads Street Fighter C. And then there is an overall category, and that championship is being led by Scott Adam, also number 38. As we look further back, there's Ryan Strafford, number 57. Adam out there also on a Triumph, and he's a B-class runner. Scott Adam it is that leads then on the Suzuki. Then there's Reese Rothwell on the Triumph. Stanier 3rd, and then a bit of jostling for position there. Gordon Wright making it through. Gordon, we mentioned a lot of times so far this season. First season, one-man band. He's not seen Oulton Park before. Quite a technical circuit to try and get right. It's not particularly forgiving either. If you get it wrong, it does bite you from time to time. But at the moment, he's doing a good job. Scott Adam, though, a disappearing act. Jamie Wilkins' lap record, I don't think is going to get touched because of the few damp patches here and there. That 147, no, I don't think anyone's going to go anywhere near that. But we'll wait and see whether anything changes for the second race, because it will be a bit drier perhaps. We're hoping for some sun later. You'll be able to watch that race on the Thundersport iPlayer, so www.thundersportgb.com to watch the other race. But at the moment, we'll focus on this one. Adam, the championship leader, it is that leads this race from Rothwell. Then Andy Denyer, the former champion. Andy, who is pleased to be back. He'll be coming to probably 1 or 2 other rounds later on in the season. Up to no good as usual when he's not on the bike. Leading the Street Fighter Bs at the moment. It's still pretty close as we see Curtis Rothwell going through there. Close between Adam Sheriff and Ryan Strafford, and in the Cs, it's Andy Scanlon at the moment that has the advantage ahead of Keith Warren, the championship leader, and then Paul Salis, Robin Lindsay. Nice to see Robin Lindsay out there on the Kawasaki 400. She's a Street Fighter C, number 194, former Super Teen rider. But exiting Druids under Warwick Bridge and down towards Druids, this beautiful circuit here at Oulton Park. Scott Adam leads from Reese Rothwell. Decent lap time last time around for Reese. He matched Scott's time. There's Andy Denyer. Andy too far off the pace at the moment, but not able to catch up with Scott Adam. And Reece Rothwell was quicker than Scott Adam on that last lap as Denyer goes through. The question is, there's number 10, Curtis Rothwell. Gordon Wright is also there. Sorry, I thought we were missing a rider then, but Sheriff has gone through, number 911, no problems at all. And the leaders come through. Reece Rothwell definitely catching the leader, Scott Adam. Then Andy Denyer on that brute-powered Triumph is having a bit of a lonely race. There is Rothwell and Gordon Wright. Now, I'm pretty yeah, Martin Stanier was a part of that group a moment ago. Where's Martin Stanier disappeared? And have we lost him down at Cascade somewhere? Martin Stanier not part of that group at all, so we've lost Martin. There's Gordon. Gordon's up into 5th place then. And then there's a big gap back to Street Fighter B leader Adam Sheriff. Over the hill they go and down towards Hizzy Chicane, the newest part of this circuit here at Oulton Park. Before, they used to just go flat out all the way to Knickerbrook. It really was a hairy corner. It's been slowed right up here by Hizzy Chicane. I'm not entirely sure that it's a welcome addition. Everybody's not everyone's favourite corner. There's Mick Riddle and Andy Driver, Factory MZ. Andy, nice to see him out there. Mick Riddle, of course, when he can make it, when he's not on duty. Always a Street Fighter B regular. Well, look at this then at the front. It's been a while, you know. Most of the season, we normally see either a Reece Rothwell win or a Scott Adam win. Rare that we see them actually fighting on circuit, and Scott Adam's got company. There is the battle for Street Fighter B supremacy. It's 911, there's Sheriff and Ryan Strafford. That one's going to the line, and Reece Rothwell's got himself ahead of Scott Adam now. This happened once at Cadwell. Scott Adam was caught napping. He allowed Reece Rothwell through, but this is for double points. So Reece at the moment would be on for 50 and Scott 40. And Scott now trying to find a way back past Reece, but Reece is late on the brakes, and can he get it tipped in? Yes, he can. A good last lap there from Reece Rothwell, a 51.5. That's the fastest lap of the race so far. So he's dealing with the damp patches very well indeed, and looks good for 50 points here. And Scott Adam can't keep on to his tail. There is number 194, Robin Lindsay, the only female out in this particular race, and she's having fun. It's her first time out on that quacker, so well done to her. And Reece Rothwell, since getting out front, it looks like Scott's given up in this one. He'll be back out to play in race 2, but a good win coming here for Reece Rothwell. He comes across the line. He's got one more lap to go. They're about to put a lap on Andy Castle in 18th place. Reece certainly got a lot of confidence back as he exits Old Hall Corner. There's Curtis Rothwell. He's in 3rd place. Andy Denyer. Sorry. Curtis Rothwell, 4th place. Andy Denyer's further ahead of them in 3rd. That's Gordon Wright in 5th. The rider from Falkirk, as we just see a quick glimpse there of Richard Harrison going through, number 48. He's 3rd in Street Fighter Bs. There's Andy Driver. Andy currently doing very well indeed in the C class. He's on for a decent result here. Phil Page is also out in this race, number 94. He's up battling with, he's a couple of seconds behind Mick Riddle. Phil, who races, well, he's raced since day 1 with Thundersport, but has also helped Thundersport GB a lot off circuit. In this race then, the A&R Racing Street Fighters, Reece Rothwell, he had a bit of catching up to do in the early stages, but since he's got out front, he's been unstoppable, and Scott Adam is just going to have to play second fiddle for once. So this championship not over yet, not by a long stretch. This is the battle for Street Fighter B, and Ryan Strafford has got himself ahead of Adam Sheriff now. On the final lap, you can see the rain coming down, so really tricky conditions here for the riders to deal with. It was declared a wet race. Can tell you that, and most of the riders went for the wet tyres, and we've got a rider down there. Is that Chris Pickersgill? It is. Chris Pickersgill has gone down. We've lost Andy Driver as well. He's gone down on this final lap because of the rain, but Reece Rothwell, he's managed to get around Lodge Corner, just dares leap left, and he leaps over, and he takes the 50 points, double points, the yellow flag's waving. Maybe that's where Andy's gone AWOL. He wins then, Reece ahead of Scott Adam. Andy Denyer On his return back to the class, takes third and a trophy home with him. Curtis Rothwell fourth, Gordon Wright fifth, and Adam Sheriff wins the B class in sixth overall. So, Reese Rothwell leads ahead of Scott, Adam and Andy Denyer in the A class. In the B class, it's Adam Sheriff from Ryan Strafford and Harrison. And in the C's, it's Andy Scanlon, Keith Warren and Paul Salis. So let's have a look at those championship points as we head into Rockingham. Scott Adam it is that still has the advantage over Reese, but Reese has cut the gap down. Gordon Wright third, ahead of Sheriff, Stanier and Ryan Strafford.
Street Fighter C winner goes to Andy Scallon. That was a good race for you there, a good win. Andy Driver came off in front of you. Can you tell us what happened?
A bit lucky, I just had a chat with him. It was absolutely flying out there, and I was struggling. I had wet tyres on and dry, it doesn't work. And he said basically it looks like his chain jumped off the bike and kicked him off, so I'm not going to complain. I'll take it as a little present. I've given him a hug, but I think he's out for blood in the next one. But it was good fun, enjoyed it.
Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my old man, Mal Scanlon Gas Services. Like I say, wouldn't be here without him, and we could ideally do with a few more sponsors so we can keep coming.
Well done on your win.
Thank you very much.
And Street Fighter B, Adam Sheriff. That was a really good race there between you and Ryan. He qualified in front of you, but you managed to finish the race in front of him.
Just managed to get away on start, get a good start, and then got OK board, so I backed off a little bit, maybe a bit too much, and he couldn't back up. And then it was just a last-minute dive down inside, block past. What can you do?
Well-deserved win. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, Held Levers, Silklin Oils and Nitro Helmets. And Wayne Michelle for coming and helping him and my wife and kids as well.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you very much. See ya.
And Street Fighter A, Reese Rothwell. Scott Adam was leading quite a lot of that race, but you managed to pull back at the end with a few laps to spare.
Yeah, I didn't make a brilliant start. Obviously, I saw Scott getting away. I think he pulled, must have been three or 4 seconds on me. But I just sort of just got my concentration and then just managed to get the laps in and pulling back. I had a bit of help from a few of the back markers that seemed to hold him up going through one of the chicanes, so that gave me a bit of chance to catch him up a bit. But other than that, I'm really happy with how the race panned out here. It's good.
A good battle maybe in the next race again.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we never know what the weather's going to do, so we'll see. It could be wet, it could be dry, but I think whatever the weather, it'll still be a good battle.
Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank ghostbikes.com for all the help they've given me over the years. Everything they've given me, I wouldn't be here without them. And I'd like to thank my new sponsor, Knox, for all the protection, the back body arm and all that. So, yeah, thanks all them.
Well done to Reese. We're going to go for a quick break here at a windy Oulton Park. Come back afterwards for the HMT Racing Thundersport 500s. Welcome back to Oulton Park. Time for the HMT Racing Thundersport 500s, and the big news is here that Adam Shelton hasn't managed to get himself onto the grid. The championship leader, leading by a country mile. It's a double points race. He's not been able to get himself out on the grid. Neil Bainbridge then, big opportunity for him, number 100. We just saw him to get 50 points here, a win, and close down the gap in the championship. There wouldn't be an awful lot in it heading into Rockingham. We will find out. Can somebody else get their name on a winner's trophy? Carl Smalley on the front row, looking to do some damage. Also, Matt Shillings looking for that first win. Rob Morby, always worth looking out for. And number 49, Adam Horton as well. Away from the line we go. And down into Old Hall Corner. It's a really good start from Carl Smalley. He gets the whole shot from Neil Bainbridge. Matt Shillings getting himself in the mix also. So no Adam Shelton. Disaster for him this weekend. He could do without Neil Bainbridge taking advantage, but Bainbridge does. He goes around the outside of Smalley already and has the lead up into Cascades. Shillings there settling in just ahead of Adam Horton and Rob Morby. And as the riders go through, one of the riders there, that looked like number 70. It was just taking the grass route. That's not the quickest route, Matthew Snow. There's Alan Brookbanks, number 48, a bit further back. But as the riders head into Shell Oils, it is going to be 69. Smalley with a nice advantage now over Bainbridge. There is 94 going through. Alex Tennant into the Fulston's chicane, over the hill. Important to get the power on early, as we see Smalley leading from Bainbridge. In third place is Matt Shillings. That's Richard Blunt in fourth, number 13, and then Adam Horton in fifth place. Blunt, he flirted with the idea of using the escape route then into the chicane, as we look at Rob Morby, leader of the Seniors Cup, and that's one of the riders using the escape route already. Just see number 147 going through there, and well, I daren't mention his name for fear of pain of death, to be honest. Number 147, Phil Doody. 69, no leads. It's Carl Smalley from Bainbridge. Bainbridge at the moment would be on for 40 points if the checkered flag went out now. There is Rob Morby, number 53, leader of the Seniors Cup, as the riders head down into turn one, and closing the door there is Smalley on Bainbridge, as we see Rob Morby once more. Quite close, this fight at the front. You see you erase Adam Shelton from the equation, and all of a sudden you've got a good race at the front, because Adam Shelton has been clearing off in nearly every single race that he's attended so far. The problem for Adam is that if he keeps on, in fairness to him, this particular DNF that he's going to score is, or DNS should we say, is not his own fault. It's a mechanical failure. The bike won't go, but it's costing him, you know, valuable points when he's not out there racing, and he's going to have to hope that these guys beat up Neil Bainbridge, because at the moment Bainbridge is on for a whole heap of points and he would lead the championship. Smalley leads, Bainbridge second, Shillings third, Horton fifth, Blunt sixth, Rob Morby in seventh place there, number 53, as they head into the chicane. Further back, we've got Gareth Thomas, Kevin Liddell. I understand Tony Hughes, number 35, who's supposed to be out, has actually missed his race. I've just been informed that he's actually missed his race, purely forgotten that it's his race. So, well, hopefully Tony will be back for the next race. Maybe him and Phil Doody could team up, the Punch and Doody show. That's what we could have for Rockingham. A couple of pairs they are. Well, unbelievable. At the front then, we've got a decent race on our hands, but Carl Smalley's been pumping in the fast lap times. We're only a little way off the lap records, despite the damp patches through the trees. There's a very tight line and approach into Lodge Corner there from Smalley, as we again fixate on number 53, Rob Morby. Jonathan Perry's having a good race, number 42, further back. And that gap at the front, really tight entry. I'm really quite... I'm confused as to why Smalley is taking a defensive line into nearly every turn, because he's losing valuable time. He had a good, what, second and a half advantage, but into Lodge Corner and into Old Hall. And there's a change there, because Adam Horton's making progress. He's just gone through. Horton's a 2:05. That's a good lap. And if Smalley out front continues to have these strange lines into the last turn and into the first turn, he will lose that lead. There is Richard Blunt just challenging Neil Bainbridge, and Neil Bainbridge is in all sorts of trouble here. He's way down. Bearing in mind, as I mentioned, this is a double points race. He's down to 5th place now. 5th place will get you 11 points, so 22 in total. That won't be enough to give him the championship lead. There is Rob Morby in 6th still. That's over the hill and down towards Hizzies. It's Smalley from Horton, number 49. Spelt Houghton, pronounced Horton, so we've been told. And there he is. One of these guys is going to get their first Thundersport 500 win of the season, unless Neil Bainbridge gets his name on it. There's number 29 and 77. 29 is Gareth Thomas, 77 Matt Sanders, and then there he is, the man himself, 147 Phil Doody. Rumour has it that there's a pretty cool dude doing his pit board for this race. Let's see if you can get a glimpse of him. Number 49, Horton, it is that now has the lead, and there's problems for Smalley. Smalley, look at that, you can see raindrops on the camera lens. I think it's started to rain. The last lap flag is out, and Adam Horton is not fazed by it at all, and neither is Matt Shillings. Matt Shillings can eye up his first ever win here, and poor Carl Smalley, having led the race by a couple of seconds, is faced with a poor result here. It's a good result, but it could have been better. Alan Brookbanks has battled back into the top 10 despite getting a 10-second jump start penalty. So on this final lap, Oulton here on his way to the first ever win. Shillings, well, he's been on the podium this year, but he's not had a win. Shillings from Howden and Adam Oulton from Winsford. It looks as though, unless there's a mistake now from Adam Oulton, that he will get his hands on not just a race win, but 50 points. And Matt Shillings, I should just add, was in 5th coming into this round in the championship. 40 points for second will do very nicely. There's number 13, Richard Blunt, currently ahead of Matt Shillings in the championship, but all that's about to change. A rider that's also taking part in the Golden Era Superbike Championship this year, and he's leading that one. You'll see that on, of course, Thundersport Plus, one of our other shows, filtering through the traffic. Bit of traffic to deal with, but it should still be a win for Oulton ahead of Shillings. And as they come across to take the checkered flag, it is Adam Oulton wins his first ever Thundersport 500 race, sponsored by HMT, which is, of course, Whole Beach motorcycle tyres. And Shillings takes a good second place. Carl Smalley in the end 3rd. Rob Morby wins the Seniors Cup. He's in 4th place. Richard Blunt 5th, and Neil Bainbridge in 6th. So Adam Shelton, despite not racing, will actually be quite happy that Neil Bainbridge could only manage 6th in this one. But what about this man? Adam Oulton wins the first ever race. Let's have a look at the Senior Cup. It is Morby from Brookbanks and Kevin Liddell. And in the points, Thundersport 500 there. Oh, 24 in it between Shelton and Bainbridge as we head to Rockingham. Morby 3rd ahead of Shillings, Smalley and Blunt.
Winner of the seniors, Rob Morby. A good win for you there. You had a crash at Cadwell, which lost you some points there, but you've just gained them back with this win.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, Cadwell, it was going ever so well until the very last lap. And a slow tumble for a reason I don't know. You know, I've been up the mountain 30 times that weekend, fine. Then last lap when it mattered, I didn't. But yeah, that race, I really enjoyed it. The weather was changeable during the race and it made it very interesting. The corner speed of some of the other lads was frightening, I thought. But fortunately, on the straights, my bike seems to be going ever so well. It seems to be set up well. And I managed to get back, but some of the lads were ever so brave on the corners. And I just, 4th was the best I could have done in that. And on the overall, but to win the seniors is great. I mean, I'm loving it, absolutely loving it.
A well-deserved win. Any sponsors to thank?
Well, again, all the lads at Racing Lines, my shop in Derby is open today and now I'm not there. So I think that's great. I'm here and the boys are running the shop. So thanks to Ryan and Mark for running the shop. I just thank my partner Jane for looking after us food-wise, Chris Johnson, the mechanic, and just all my friends who've come to watch me again, which is great. You know, at my age, to have people still coming to watch me and spend the weekend with us and have a good time. It's great.
And winner of the race overall, Adam Oulton. Your first win of the season, you must be chuffed with that, and a well-deserved win as well. That was a tough battle with 2nd place.
Yeah, through the race the weather's changed on Island Bend and just going skating a lot. And Carl Smalley was in front of me and he lost the back end, and then I lost the back end, and we're doing a bit of aerobics, but I thought I'm just going to carry on, plod on, just keep going. So yeah, it's all right. It's not bad.
You pulled through for the win, so that's good. Any sponsors to thank?
Sort of. There's Simply Signs in Winsford just down the road. Sue there's given me some free stickers for my numbers because I was a bit short on time, so thanks Sue. Cheers for that.
Yeah. Well done on your win.
All right, cheers.
Well done indeed. Well, that's it from us here at Oulton Park. We'll be cartwheeling over to Rockingham next. Thanks to Grace Webb and myself, Steve Day. We'll see you there.